How's it going? This is Kolrolf and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker Varnhold's Lot. Alright, well let's start by talking to Seaful here, see what he wants to chat about. Oh, that Magar. I'm so angry with him. Why do I still bother? I should have left the party after that idiocy in Ustalav, or at least after the debacle in Maivon. If I had any sense, I would have never gotten involved at all. Oh, okay, so we can go through and ask him a bunch of things. I think I'm just going to pick out some things that are pertinent to this adventure. Let's see here. So far it just looks like just general background stuff. Yeah, okay, but Gunderson is new, so what do you think about him? I cannot see any point in keeping that loafer in the capital. To hear him singing about his questionable feats at the tavern and flirting with anything that moves, people like him can be helpful out there in the ruins where they crawl around discovering interesting facts and useful items. I would give him a half-empty purse, perhaps even a bit of magical gear, and send him back out on the road. If fortune favored him, he might return with something interesting. If not, then good riddance. And that bracelet he scrounged up is in fact quite interesting itself. It is not magical, no, but it may point to an ancient Cyclops treasure, and riches worth far more than gold. I would like to show this artifact to a knowledgeable historian, but where are we going to find one in this backwater? Well, you wanted to talk to me about something. Yes, that puffed up old fool Varn is destroying this barony faster than we can build it. An alliance with our western neighbor is madness, and now he is sending them gifts. He takes resources we work so hard to obtain, and which are so scarce around here, and gives them away freely to our principal adversary. Maybe it's better if I retire. Why should I stand watch as everything I have built over these years crumble to ruin? I know not what to do with him, or even how to talk to him. Tell me, what do you think of all this madness? Let's see, a bunch of options. So, you're the one dragging us into dangerous venture. His diplomacy may play into your plans eventually. He's talking about Lady Jamandi, and she's a good ally. I don't think that's going to turn his mind. Oh, okay. Or we could eventually betray Varn. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't see that being in keeping with our character. Yeah, I don't know if... Well, okay, let's go with this one. Magar's diplomacy may yet play into your plans. If he convinces our neighbor that we're friends, they'll drop their guard, and we can attack them by surprise. Or we could even unite and attack Rossland together. Yes, this is true, but if we do enter an alliance with them against the Eldori, then we will never take Silverstep, and I do so wish to have a mansion on its shores. And you know Varn. He's not the kind to make alliances only to backstab later. Perhaps we should send an investigator to our neighbors, or persuade them to attack us, to give us cause for annexation? I need to think. Well, what do you think of about our barony's prospects? I am none too hopeful. At least not until Varn gets his head straight and starts learning to see things like a politician, not a brawler. The experience of our shared ventures does not reassure me. Need I remind you how we hunted the Noose, that infamous witch? I have no complaints about you, of course. You strictly adhere to the plan, and indeed we are able to seize the witch. But the plan itself... Using a party leader as bait, risking havoc in cause of his death, it was completely insane. And that sums up Varn. He is capable of great insights and bright ideas, but he risks too much, and has no sense of consequences. I cannot vouch for the state of Varnhold if he does not rein himself in. Alright, well, I think let's head out. Yes, you and I are both busy people now. What a joke. To be advisors to a baron is doing everything in his power to destroy his own state. Alright. Cross that off our list.
It is done.
Okay, let's take a look for wireless. Zombie Jester? Oh, there's wireless, okay. Let's talk to the Zombie Jester. Do you toss zombies around? Is that it? Or make jokes about zombies? Bard stands before you looking rather bizarre. Clearly inherited his waistcoat, which is once expensive but now worn tattered. Embroidered with skulls. Oh, okay. So he looks like a zombie. So long as my song is not getting old, I'll sing of the fool, humble but bold. You there, general, a coin for the minstrel. Who are you? A rancorous rascal of no small fame. The Zombie Jester is my name. Right. What are you singing about? Of horrors and miracles, of demons and the dead. I'll sing you to sleep and you'll wet your bed. Here in the stolen lands there are horrors everywhere. Enough for a new song every day. I've been to the Shrike Hills and returned with a dozen new songs. Songs of the insane stag lord, of evil fey pranks and trollish feasts, werewolves and lake dragons and spider dances. And now I'm here to write about a Cyclops. Now I'm writing a new song. It's about an inn where today's travelers are fed meat carved from yesterday's travelers. By the way, this is not just a tale, it's the truth. I've been there, tasted their human meat pies myself, and barely escaped with my skin. What? Where did you find an inn like this? At Blackstone's Ford. If you don't believe me, go there yourself, and look what they have in their pots. Alright, have to go. Good riddance, and don't let the skeleton Cyclops bite your heels. Okay. Oh! That gave a little quest. Huh. Report the Baron what he said. Alright. Well, let's talk to Wireless. Oh, we could actually read that. Maybe we should do that soon. Dressed in clean clothes. Ah, there you are, my lord. What a pleasure it is to see you again. Let's just start with, you telling us about yourself. Oh, I'm quite a boring person, believe me. Boredom has led me to learn dozens of ancient languages, decipher a trove of ancient manuscripts and chronicles, and riddle out the locations they mention and the relics hidden there. In between these rather boring tasks, I've written a few brilliant novels and a dozen poems. Indeed, I had to flee to this backwater from my admirers and fans. I do hope no one here knows the name of Wireless Gunderson, or I shall have to flee again. Fame, I'm afraid, is the most boring thing in the world. So you're gonna write a book about us then? Oh, we're well beyond that. I've already started. Your comrades from the Varnling host already gave me all the background I need to flesh out the first few chapters. I'm thinking of a title, but the chapter about your encounter with the centaurs near the city of Hollow Eyes will be called Ripples on the Water. Poetic, relevant to the location, and it foreshadows mysterious events to come. I've heard that Jubilos Narthropple was visiting your western neighbors. I don't know anyone who still attends his lecture or reads his articles. The obnoxious gnome can never manage to do without making sarcastic jokes at the expense of his own audience. But never mind. How unfair would it be if a well-known publicist showed interest in a newborn barony, while leaving its neighbor, our sweet and slightly wild Varnhold, out in the cold? Do you see how lucky you are that Wireless Gunderson himself has paid Varnhold a visit? Oh, and we passed a wisdom check, or knowledge check. What? Jubilost Narthropple himself, in our lands. That was rude, my good lord. You might at least have pretended to be just as impressed with me as by him. Fine, as you please. Wireless Gunderson has yet to show you he is worth. And what kind of character will I be in your book? You will be the assistant to the main character, Baron Varn. But don't despair. Usually supporting characters are loved all the more, and they get into all sorts of fun that the main character simply couldn't be forgiven for. You know what, Tigan? I think you'll make the most charming character of the book. And after its smashing success, they'll be begging me for more. Perhaps I'll make you the main character in a series. Alright then. Don't you have any other questions? Sure, what brings a scientist, traveler, and researcher of antiquities to our savage lands? I was led here by some information I discovered while translating the writings on an ancient stone panel. It was a heavy granite slab the size of a door, but a mere pocket notebook for the ones who made their marks on it. Ancient Cyclops. It was they who wrote those inscriptions on the slab. Ancient Cyclops, unlike today's poor savages, were darkly clever. They maintained their brilliant civilization through dreadful magic. Ah, another check passed. You called that huge slab a Cyclops' notebook. Perhaps your bracelet is not a bracelet after all. But how did I not think of that? Of course! If you consider the Cyclops' size, this is rather a ring. An explorer must remain impartial, but to be perfectly honest, anything about these Cyclops repulses me. They were no kind spirits even while they lived. We're lucky not to have lived at the same time as their empires. And what was written on the slab? Nothing terribly significant. It describes Cyclops settlements across the torsos of Eanes, and mentioned that incredible magic treasures had been stored here in the past. But that was thousands of years ago. There's scarce a chance that anything remains today. Even that bracelet I found was hardly anything more than a valuable knick-knack. But even if I hadn't found the real artifacts, I will continue my search in the name of science. I see. Okay, so we can maybe interrogate him in a more private setting. Quiet room upstairs. Have you seen that Galton Troublemaker? I'd rather ask him about the Galton Troublemaker in not such a public place, but I'm worried if we interrogate him in a quiet room, we might not get this option. So, have you seen that Galton Troublemaker, the one who started the uprising in this city? Indeed I have! I was just telling my friends here about that touching sign of friendship and affection that Baron Varn showed to me when these troublemakers came in with their silly talk. I had to spend a few minutes explaining to the lady how ridiculous her messages are, and how disgusting it is how she expressed them. That told her. So then the troublemakers ran out of the tavern. She's not going to risk crossing paths with me again. I suspect she's going her way back to Galt. Alright, well, let's discuss antiquities and relics in a more private setting. You know, General, scientific discussions are my weakness. You probably meant a conversation about antiquities. Or a conversation about antiquities? Young man's cheeks blushed slightly. Closer, conversation about activities, horse. I think you've misunderstood me. Of course. Thank you for the conversation. I'll have to go. Goodbye, my lord. Okay. Yep, he's just kind of a crazy nut. I think we'll head back and talk to Magar Varn. Let's see here. Special disc, yeah, that's a new quest. And we still haven't... Oh, talk to the Tavern Keeper. Oh, okay. So we've finished our errands. Right, okay. Let's go talk to the Tavern Keeper then. Where are we here? Slid! General, welcome! What will you have? Well, what's on the menu? Here, take your pick. Oh, okay, and then we get to trade. Oh, okay. Huh, I wonder if these recipes will carry over to the main campaign. Butter, herbs, silver eel. Oh, we got some of that stuff. Butter, honey, sweet syrup. Well, let's buy... We don't have any butter. Sure, let's buy one of each. And that should be fine. And then I'm just going to write those. Copy recipe, so we got something we can eat on the road if we want to. Okay. I've had a report that a troublemaker from Galt was seen here. Yes, that scumbag. We've seen a lot like her. She wandered in here talking about tyranny and justice, when really she was just looking for something to steal. She came in with a small group. I think they were from a farm that's near the town. They sat here for a long time saying things that made me sick to hear. First they were talking about Ignash the sorcerer, saying it was a bloodsucker, tricking the simple people. Then they talked about how to get into the armory to get some weapons. They decided they couldn't manage it. Too many guards. But then they remembered there would be pitchforks and scythes in the barn. In the end they started talking to people, trying to stir them up for a riot. Nobody would listen. I showed them the door and sent word to the treasurer right away. I don't know where they went. I think they said something about fishermen on the river. Do something with her for Desna's sake. Kick her so hard she rolls back to Galt. Otherwise she'll wind up some fools, they'll burn down the whole town. We'll talk to the people, but you'd best go find out where she is and what she's doing. Alright. Come back anytime. We'll save you a bottle of something worthy of a general. Thank you. Alright. Yep, that should be good to continue moving on that quest. Let's go report back to Varn and keep things moving. Alright, Magar, we found out a whole bunch of useful information, or maybe not useful. So, did you handle those troublemakers? On top of everything else, an uprising is just what we need? Okay. Well, we'll get to that. Let's report what we have. What can you say about Wireless Gunderson? What does your mercenary gut tell you? Gunderson himself doesn't bother me. It can't hurt to have him in the barony. We still don't have much entertainment here, and that lad is a free circus show if anyone cares to watch. But that bracelet, you know, I sent some scouts to retrace Gunderson's steps, and they couldn't find any sign of him. That's one heck of a location. Hills, mountains, gorges, and 1,000 caves. If he lied about where he found it, we'll be looking for its true origin for years. I don't like it. And I know about a dozen unhappy stories that began with, an unknown ancient relic suddenly appeared. That's why I'm writing our western neighbors in the Shrike Hills. Maybe they have a good sorcerer or historian who can help us puzzle out where this bracelet is. Okay. I have heard that the owners of a tavern at Blackstone's Ford are murdering their guests. Though the source of information was highly unreliable, a passing bard who reeked of alcohol. We didn't clear the monsters out of these lands just so some scoundrels could settle here. Let's check the bard's story the next time we pass this place. Okay, well, after that quarrel with Seaful, you mentioned some letters that gave you a headache. You mind if I ask you about that? I've received a letter with some threats. Do you know how letters with threats make me laugh? Ha ha ha. As if this whole government's headaches weren't enough, now there's another contender from Brevoy, scheming for their own piece of the pie. I wonder why he dislikes the alliance between Varnhold and the barony of Shrike Hills. Here, read it if you like. Okay. I'm not certain of the author, but I can make a guess. A few years ago, a mother of this little rat hired us to find him, remember? From that moment we met him. I wanted to tie him to a tree in the forest and leave him there overnight, just to teach him a lesson. If he wasn't heir to one of the great houses of Brevoy, I would have done just that. Maybe something good will come from the little rat. Oh, I wonder if that's, Laban? Laban? Whatever his name is? I don't know, we met him at the throne speech. Alright, well, looks like we've talked to everything we need to with Varn, so let's head out, I guess. So long, my friend. Come back soon, either on business or just to chat over a cup of wine. Okay. Oh. Let's head out to the ford. Oh, interesting. Alright. Oh, and we leveled up. Excellent. Well, maybe let's head out and I'll level everyone up, because I imagine everyone else did too. Ignash, are you alright? What does your spirit want? Potions, wands, perhaps a reading? I'm looking for a troublemaker who's been stirring the people to riot. Have you seen her? I saw her, yes I did. She picked my pockets clean, but it's alright. A pocket is not a belly. If they cut it, you can stitch it up and fill it again. But the things she stole won't be good for her. No, they won't. She's invited trouble upon herself, silly girl. Okay. Go wherever you want. But you can't get away from your fate, no. Okay, so we talked to, yeah. Didn't really find any new information. And then they said the granary or the barn. Oh, that looks like something. Yeah, let's take a look. Dune with the Tyrant. Right. Someone that has excellent spelling and a keen intellect. That's who we're looking for. Oh, there's more on this side. What does this one say? We will win! Uh-huh. Oh, more over here. It's amusing, but it's not really telling us much. Up the revolution. Okay. Well, I'll check around to see if there's anything more, but doesn't seem to be. Other than that, we can probably head out and see if we can figure out this Blackwater Inn. Oh, okay, there was something here. What was it? They found pitchforks, scythes, and flails in the barn. Okay. Find the troublemaker. Does it give any hints? Maybe the tavern owners discovered something. Okay, let's go back to talk to them, I guess. Slid, do you have any new information for us? Because I looked around, I haven't found the troublemaker yet. Do you have any news? She never appeared in the tavern again, but people are saying... You hear voices and clanking of iron from outside. Oh, they've gathered outside the tavern. They're right here. We found them. We didn't find them, they found us. Spud turns pale and reaches for the crossbow. Okay. It looks like you won't have to go looking for her after all. Come on, General, let's give it to those scoundrels. They're coming in? Nope, they're not coming in. Alright, we're gonna go out and say hi. And hello. Oh, here we go. Situation is growing heated. Varn's guards, the weapons drawn, stand opposite a group of settlers who are yelling revolutionary slogans. You see some of the local fishermen among them. There's a half-orc woman in the front row wearing a bright cape and shaking her weapon. She's obviously not from around here. Hello, person. Leonta Misho. Down with tyranny. We will not be treated like cattle. You can't enslave us. Calm down, now. Tigan, the general of his grace, Varn. I'm sure he will deal with your problems. You can all go home peacefully. What's going on here? I am Leonta Misho, the revolutionary Crimson Swans of Gult. We have freed our own home from tyranny, and I will not stand by as your new feudal lord tramples the freedom of these people under his boots. Kings, barons, earls, ordinary people are like cattle to the nobility. We will not allow this new state to become yet another prison for the people who groan under the yoke of tyranny. We demand Magar Varn relinquish his power, proclaim these lands as a people's republic rather than a constituent assembly. Okay, well, knowledge world, not bad. Ooh, we are not going to try this because we are not going to succeed, even if we rolled a natural 20. We'd only have we'd have an 18, yeah. Unless that's an auto success, but it usually isn't with skill checks. So, There's been constant carnage ever since the revolution of Galt. Every day someone else is set up on the chopping block. Do you really want the same fate for Varnhold? Oh, it failed. No, Leonta told us all about Galt. The people rose to power there, but they couldn't save the country from traitors and saboteurs. That's not going to happen here. We've never had any traitors or saboteurs here. Yeah, you guys are not exactly what you're describing. Citizens, don't listen to the tyrant's henchmen. Don't give up. Fight for your rights. Don't you see? So long as a sovereign rules over you, no one will care about your suffering, your cows, your fields, your homes. All of this is at risk until you become your own masters. Down with the Baron. The time for the people has come. Alright, well... Ooh, getting higher. Not good odds. Not good odds. I want to try, but we're at a 25% chance of success, basically. Yeah. Well, we'll try the best one and see what happens. So we could either try diplomacy. Baron is not your enemy. Don't stoop to violence. I will personally see your troubles are taken care of. Intimidate. If this comes to blows, you won't stand a chance against Varn's guards. Or bluff. This woman is the instigator. She put you up to this. She wants you to fight with the soldiers so she can play political games while you spill your life's blood. And you know what? Yeah, it's not a bad bluff. We're gonna try for this. That's probably not too far off what's happening here, really. And we failed. Oh yes, the henchmen of dictators see evil everywhere, because evil is all they know. But we are not like them. Our hearts are pure and our intentions are noble. To arms, my friends! To arms for your freedom! Uh-oh. Failed too many checks. Here we go. Failed a perception check. Man, we can't make anything right now. Skill value. Yeah, this character isn't set up for perception. Oh, grabs a magical wand from her belt before he had a chance to react. She casts invisibility spell and disappears. Or drinks a potion. Whichever, she's gone. The guards loose a battle cry and attack the crowd. The first blood drops to the ground. Carnage is inevitable. Hey! Do dazzling display. This is going to be just a mess, though. I mean, it's just fishermen and peasants. And they're shaken, but they don't flee. Ah, dear. And peasant inspect face. Nope, they're just peasants. I don't know what's going on. Hi. You gonna flee? Do we have to fight? Hello? Are you bugged out? I can't talk to anyone. Hi! Boom. Ugh. That's terrible. Doesn't inspect failed. Yay, we won! What a horrible, horrible win. I'm not gonna loot the bodies, I'm just gonna leave them there. This is terrible. Well, let's go talk to Varn. Hey, Varn. There's been an incident. It's kind of bad. It's kind of really bad. So, did you handle those troublemakers? On top of everything else, an uprising is just what we need. Yeah, we handled the troublemakers. So our people died at the hands of our soldiers, and the troublemaker who led them to their deaths walks free? What's to stop her from leading another lot of gullible settlers to their slaughter? I never expected such a failure from you. Well, we all make mistakes. Next time she shows up, try not to let her escape. Something else has come up. We need to discuss the new trainees. Recruitment needs to be... What's that noise? Who's making trouble? Your Grace! Your hour has come! That didn't sound right. I mean, it's your time to shine. To show off a bit, even. Your subjects require your protection. Will you refuse the pitiable creatures a heroic feast? What? You're the pitiable creature. Now stop fussing and be quiet. I'll explain everything myself. Your Grace, my name is Sivislava. I am from the village of Old Stump. We've lived here a long time and always minded our own business. But since you started to rule here, we became, as it turns out, your subjects. Well, we paid our taxes on time and brought you grain and meat. But now woe has come upon us, so it's your turn to prove that you're good for more than collecting taxes. I honor my duty to my subjects. What has happened? Here comes Seaful. Do you remember, Your Grace, that unforgettable day of our first acquaintance, when we met those terrible, but, in a way, quite amazing creatures? Well... Why do you keep buttling in, you rattlebox? You keep quiet. I'm not dumb, I can talk. So, Your Grace, woe has come upon us. Dead Cyclops have risen from their graves and are moving slowly towards your village. If you can't help us, they'll gobble all of us in no time. Ah. Okay. So... okay, so I'm just trying to understand the first one, but first one is just let the horrors happen and do nothing, which we're not going to do. Or sounds like a job for a general. Or Wylis seems nervous for some reason. I imagine he disturbed them, that's why they're coming, but we should ask him so we can get some insight. Well, how do I put this? I think, to a certain extent, I may be partially responsible for what's going on. Metaphorically speaking. Because I was the first to be attacked by the Cyclops, you know. What if I'm the one who brought them here? It's unlikely, I know. Unless they're here to reclaim that bracelet. But calm down. Cyclops are a problem. And we're going to solve it. I'll lead a party personally. Tegan, choose the best of the Varling host. We march at once. The others will remain here, ready for battle, in case those Cyclops come here too. Zombie Cyclops. I'd say it's unheard of, but as this young man pointed out, we've already met them once, and that means we'll meet them again. If we're to protect the barony, you'll need to find out more about them. I will go with you. We will try to discover where they came from and what we can do to stop them. Thank you, Your Grace. There's another problem, though. These zombie clopes. They have the power to control a person's mind. When the monsters came, some of our people became insane, and they began to worship them. You must do something about these lunatics, or they'll kill us all themselves. Thank you for the warning. We'll do whatever it takes to help your village. Tegan, Seaful, are you ready? We march at once. We're off. We're gonna leave things here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.